Hey everyone, so this is going to be as quick as I can, just an overview of the Uncanny X-Men retro wave. Definitely by far my favorite retro wave currently, but I do have them all carded behind them. I will show you. It's going to get a little sloppy because I don't have a big enough backdrop. You got Dazzler over there, and then you have Storm right there. So you can see I have them. I do really buy doubles of these guys to keep them carded because I really honestly like the whole card backs of these. But anyway, so we'll go ahead and get into it. I'm just going to do a little bit different this time. I'll do a short little blip of each figure, starting with my descending order. So starting with number 6. All right, so number 6 for me, it's a hard choice. I do honestly like the whole wave. So if I had to pick, start off the bat, number 6 would be Wolverine. Just because we have so many Wolverines, but I do love the variations. But looking at the rest of the figures, there's a lot of other figures in this wave that I'm very excited to have. So definitely number 6, Wolverine. Overall, I still think he's an awesome figure, but you have to pick the last one. Number 5 for me is Cyclops. I do like a lot of things about the Cyclops. It's cool to kind of get an updated version from the Sentinel series variant, X Factor Cyclops. I love how he's got the interchangeable head with the optic beam effect. I think that's great. I wish we had Cyclopses doing that a long time ago, but still very cool. I hope they continue this with future Cyclops figures. But overall, I really like this one. I think it's really nice. Hopefully one day we'll get interchangeable hands too, so we can get some with 2/5, so we don't always have to have one hand kind of open. My number 4 pick is Dazzler. I love this figure. I love that we got the version that reminds me of the arcade game from the early 90s. It's just cool. It's a cool version that I mainly remember the most compared to the one on the roller skates. I know a lot of people like that one too, more than this one. But yep, so very cool figure, but this is my number 4 pick. All right, so coming up with number 3 is Iceman. Very cool Iceman, definitely my new favorite Iceman out of all the ones I do have currently in my collection. Also, as a kid, I have the carded one from the early 90s, but I also have him loose from the early 90s. As a kid, I thought this was such a cool figure because it was clear, and the fact that you had that little gimmick on the sled. One comment by Scabcat, he did say, I wish the ice sled was longer, or at least larger. I 100% agree. If they would have made that ice sled here kind of fill up this whole card, ooh, that would have been so cool. Even if it wasn't, crazy risen, but I wouldn't mind even one that was longer and then had a peg in the bottom to put on even the little stand that, Herbie goes on, or, just to kind of see if that would hold the weight. I doubt it would, but just some kind of little miniature stand with the ball peg on the top to hold that ice sled up. I think that would have been so cool to have. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get into number 2. All right, hard choice. Silver Samurai. In between Silver Samurai and Storm, it was a very hard choice. So number 2 is Storm. Just for the sheer fact, we do have other Storm figures, but I'll get into why also I like Silver Samurai. But very cool Storm. Definitely, this is also another. I mean, this wave has a lot of figures that have replaced. Well, I guess not a lot of figures, but a lot of figures that have gone onto my main display and not been put into the comparison shelf. And this is one that's definitely is in my now X-Men display. I love it. I don't have really any complaints about her one bit. The only thing I guess that happened later on in the review, her little shoulder pad popped off, and there was a little piece of plastic kind of holding it all together, just a thin piece of plastic to kind of fill in the gap. It popped right back in, and it hasn't popped off since. So that's probably my only complaint. Otherwise, it's a pretty clean paint job. There's a little blemishes on the shoulder, but not terrible. But overall, I mean, it's a great figure. They improved it. I like that they put the plastic rings, or not plastic rings, got rid of plastic rings, and they sewed on string around her wrist so that it doesn't feel like the plastic will get brittle or snap or anything like that. I think that's great. But very cool. It's just nice to have a white suited Storm because we haven't had one since the X-Men Classics from Toy Biz. All right, so my absolute favorite one, number 1, is Silver Samurai. My main reason is I've always liked him as a villain. Also, the fact that we've never gotten him in Marvel Legends form. So the fact that we get a new figure, a new character in this form of 6-inch is really cool. And I love the card back. I love the fade from the kind of the lighter green into the purple. I just think it looks so cool. It's cool artwork. And overall, it's a solid figure. I like the overall way he looks. I know he's not like the back metal from the old 90s one, which would have been kind of neat to have him all chromed out like that. but still a very nice figure. He's sturdy, he's pretty heavy. He's just, I don't know, he's just a cool figure. It's just another really cool villain to have up against your Wolverine. You know, so I could be kind of biased because I do love Wolverine. So anytime I get a new Wolverine villain, it's cool. But anyway, I hope you guys like this. That will round up my whole overview of this wave. I think it's a very solid wave. Currently, you can find some pretty good deals on this wave. I know Megalopolis Toys has it on sale for in the 70s, but you'll still be paying probably $11 shipping. But either way, that's like 80 bucks for the whole wave, which is still cheaper than when it was out on retail. Amazon's been selling certain figures pretty cheap, but Storm is up there in price now. So I personally think it'd be best if you haven't picked up the whole wave or picked up any figures from the wave, go ahead and buy it off Megalopolis Toys, or look on even Amazon. I think has it for 90 or 80 Prime. And I'm sure even Big Bad Toy Store and those other toy outlet stores will have a pretty decent deal, just because this wave's been out for a while and they're getting ready for that Spider-Man retro wave. But hope you guys liked it. Leave a comment. Let me know which figures are your favorite. You can even number them in order of from 1 to 6. Just let me know. I'm always curious to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions too. All right. Hope you guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you later. Take care.